Polite inquiries, the Gabba. Miss India. Petal says, how bad is India that Australia could effectively win this game with only 2 genuine batsmen in their top 6? Well, they did. How bad is India?
Well, I don't think they were that bad. I mean, everyone expected India to lose in 3 days at the Gabba. They've gone to the 4th day, which is an achievement. It's still 2-0 down.
They've been in both games, they've had chances, you know, they're around. I think no one expected them to bowl as well as they did and keep that much pressure on Australia right to the end. Australia also beat England and South Africa without many batsmen in their side.
Exactly.
So that's what Australia do. They don't need batsmen. They're beyond batsmen. Surab says, how about a monster Ishant column before the next test begins?
What can you say about Ishant? I mean, is he ever 60 test matches? That's the same as Andy Roberts. Stop the comparison there.
I think the way to fire Ishant Sharma up is obviously to give him really good food like they do at Lords, or to make him eat outside as they did at the Gabba. These are the two ideas. A lot of this has to do with what he's eating. Aditi says, no lunch, bad net pitches, David Warner, Steve Smith, and now Mitch. Are Aussies just despicably poor hosts?
What is she talking about? Everyone's batting on those pitches. Indian throwdown specialists. That's the ones who's hitting the bowlers on the batsman on the fingers. It's not the bowlers. India might claim that, but I saw it this morning. It was the throwdown coach who hit Kohli. I don't know about that one.
Ryan Harris was in that net. He said he didn't have a problem. And let's be honest, you'd like to think that Kohli and Dhawan would be able to handle short pitch bowling in the Gabba nets as well as Ryan Harris. I don't know about the lunch though. Sanju says, who gets dropped or rested first? Rested. Brad Haddin or Shane Watson? Well, Brad Haddin isn't getting dropped, let's be honest there. He's a good team man, he's keeping better than ever. We heard it right up to the point where he missed a run out and then went out hooking. Brad Haddin isn't going to get dropped, so...
Shane Watson, is he going to get dropped? No, he's never been dropped, so no. I think both are certainties to play. Shane Watson's the most skilled bowler in this test match for Australia. Skilled bowler.
Yeah, he bowled well. Again, he doesn't get wickets much anymore, does he?
Should he be a number 8?
Shouldn't be at number 3. Aditya says, should India have practiced slip catching in the nets this morning? That was a clang, was it? You could think, I mean, that was one where you just needed symbols to go off as the ball hit his hands.
But it's been 25 test matches since Lakshman Dravid, who were customary at first and second slip, have retired. And since then, India keep moving their first slip filter, second slip filter. You've got to have the perfect combination. You can't keep chopping and changing.
It's also important to note that realistically, not everyone can field and slip. And unless you have people who are very good at it, you spend a lot of time trying to find people who might be okay with it. And sometimes they go clang. 15 Degrees says, which of the Marsh and which of the Mitch are going to play at the G? I don't know, but I think Mitchell Johnson was Mitch of the match.
He was the Mitch of the match, but what about Marsh of the match? Who is Marsh of the match?
That would be Mitchell Marsh hit the winning runs. Will Mitchell Marsh play at the MCG? Do we know? Have we got an update yet?
No. Well, is he good enough to play just as a batsman? I think that's what's up to the Australian selectors.
It's an interesting one though, isn't it? Because if he's not good enough to play just as a batsman, and he's only taken 1 wicket in a few tests, you have to actually start wondering whether
how he fits in.
Yeah.
But there's Shane Watson.
There's always Shane Watson. Dick Ram says, isn't it the coach or management's job to provide direction to hot-blooded youngsters? What are Fletcher and co doing? You're a hot-blooded youngster. Do you need coaching and direction? What do you like Duncan Fletcher and Ravi Shastri to help you?
I wouldn't want Duncan Fletcher. I wouldn't mind Ravi Shastri because he's just going to speak out. He's not going to give you any technical advice because everything technical advice that Fletcher's giving doesn't seem to be working. That's 5 straight losses now for India.
Sure.
Yep. So why have you got Duncan Fletcher? I don't know. Paycheck.
Rosh says, what does Ed Cowan need to do to retain his test spot? He should make 400s in about 3 matches.
He might be their next test match. I don't know what else he has to do. Maybe score some runs in the Big Bash. That's what you...
Hit the winning runs in the Big Bash.
Yes, that's what selectors are based in there.
Ed Cowan is back. He will be there, he'll bat in any position he wants, and they might drop Smith.
And he'll score in front of the wicket.
Pratik says, should India swap Dhawan and Rahane's batting positions? Can Dhawan play like Gilchrist at number 6 in Test? That's just a really good question. But no.
No, I don't think so. Rahane's not going to open the batting. They see him as a middle order batsman. Dhawan at opener, you'd rather open it with Ashwin and fit in another bowler somewhere downstairs.
You're desperate for this, aren't you?
I'm desperate for the 5 bowling strategy, but not with Stuart Binnie.
Dhawan was very good today though. He does deserve credit because I think we all thought he was going to struggle, and that was a really good innings. I actually felt a little bit sorry for him because had he put on an extra 20 or 30,
you never know.
Matthew says, should Christ Rogers consider every innings the fourth innings? He does bat very well in the fourth innings. He also bats very well when he's saving his career, which might make him Christ Rogers.
He's a fourth inning specialist, and he was probably around when Australia was struggling to chase down those small turtles in the late 90s. Perhaps he should have been picked back then.
He does like a tiny little chase. Kel says, what is exactly Rohit Sharma's role in the team? Opposition motivator?
Yes, good one. And he did that in
Spinner?
Spinner, yep. I'm not sure. I'm puzzled, please.
I think we're all puzzled by this one. Chetan says, I want to know how Gav managed to get food in the box when Ishant and Raina did.
You just have to be nice to some people, Chetan. That's all I can say.
Dennis Does Cricket asks, what will you guys do on day 5? I'm having a family Christmas that I can go to. Oh,
I'm trying to find a flight back to Sydney really quick, so let's finish
let's
this
finish
off.
it. And who says, who is the cameraman? We're going to have a cameraman. See you next test.